goal for this podcast. What's up? This is episode 70 of Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Jackkadis. Welcome one, welcome all. The goal for this podcast, I think what we want to do here is we want to try and stay in tune for the entirety of the episode. I just went and saw a movie, Mickey 17. Amazing movie. Worked a good shift at work today. I have an early one tomorrow. I'm covering a shift for a coworker, so tomorrow I have to be in at 11 o'clock, which, that's not necessarily ideal. Gosh, I wonder what made this tire go flat. Yeah, so, I remade my Hinge profile today. We went from, I kind of broke a boundary there. I used Hinge not during Keeping It Real. I was just on it for 10 minutes. And, I guess I was only inside the app for 10 minutes. But if you count probably the 20-ish minutes, maybe it was just 10 that I spent at work going through my camera roll and looking for pictures of myself, then, you count that. But I don't count that. I asked my coworkers which pictures would be good. My coworker, which pictures would be good to put on there. I gave them 10 or 12 pictures, and they gave me the 5 or 6 that they thought were good, and I changed the pictures, and I changed all my written prompts to very short answers, and I made every single piece of information possible that can be hidden on my profile hidden. So now when you look at my profile, and I boosted again. I paid another $30 for a 24-hour boost. So we're going to compare. Still got no likes when I open the app, no likes, but that's not a surprise, But I'm thinking with this new profile, I have a lot of great pictures with my family. I'm smiling. I think that it will, this will work. I don't know, because yes, I think it'll work. In my experience, when you, picture a girl on a dating app, right? She's either going to like somebody or not like somebody. And a lot depends on her mood in the moment. Is she in the mood to like somebody? She's probably not gonna swipe for that long. It doesn't feel good to swipe for that long. You feel kind of gross when you swipe for a long time on these apps. And I think women are probably the people that understand that the most because of, just the way that it is for them. With men, it's this weird lottery game, and, we torture ourselves because we're not good at taking care of ourselves. And dating apps are horrible for us unless we have a strict, grip on it. But I feel like women are kind of la 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 la, I'm a pretty girl and I'm on a dating app. Tap yes, tap no, tap yes, and did any of these cute boys like me back? No, yes, no, whatever. I'll send a message. It's not a big deal. And I think that and it's not just dating apps, it's it's life, I guess. Maybe what I did is in a way wrong and inauthentic to me, because I know that, I don't know. See, what I'm thinking about is, have I introduced a tone of inauthenticity, right? Did I let just the fact that my profile, the way that I made my profile the way I wanted it to be, I put things that I was cool with and I thought represented me best, and I sent it out there, and it didn't get any likes. And I don't think I've like really processed that. I think I've just chalked it up to like, yep, that's how it goes for guys on dating apps, like this, that, this, that. And I don't think I talked about that a lot, or like kind of let it feel like let myself feel, I think I kind of just was like, all right, let's change my entire profile, and go out again and see if I can get any likes if I change everything on my profile. And I don't know, because I'm in this spot right now. I'm not sure that like that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think that like if there are things to process, I'm sure there come. I'm being open about it, and I'm being thoughtful and insightful. And you could also spin it differently. It's like on some other way, some other universe, I could have been discouraged and just deleted the app. I didn't do that. I'm not a fan of the apps. But like I'm also not a fan of like talking to girls. Like, it's fucking horrifying, and I don't like doing it. And it's like, pick your poison, bro. Like, you got to put yourself out there. And for one of my written prompts that I changed, I was like, one of my worst ideas was, and I just 2 words, downloading Hinge. And I think like a bunch of girls will probably see that and be like, huh, yeah, same, And it's like, no more videos, just pictures. And yeah, if they want to meet me, if they think they might, if they want to go on a date with me, then they'll like it, and I can ask them on a date if I'd like. But yeah, so that's that. I am excited for the next 24 hours to see if I got any likes. I suspect that I will have 4 or 5 likes. I think 4 or 5. I think I'll have. Anywho, I'm driving my best friend's girlfriend to the airport in 2 days, 2 mornings from now. And I love side quests like these. It's like, this is so weird. Like, this is an interesting side quest because I feel it's very like adult like side quest, like it's like a favor. A friend is doing a friend a favor. And it's like a cool side quest that I can just like, when I do it that day, I'll be like, I did that today. And it is interesting though, as side quests go, right? I'm just the character, right? I don't know what the hell's going on. And I just kind of get the information as I float through the game sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to side quests, it's like I press A, but maybe I don't read the dialogue, or maybe I don't like, engage with the guy with the scroll who's giving me the side quest, right? I just kind of like keep pushing through, and like the side quest is now active in my bottom bar. You know what I'm saying? And like maybe like randomly you get side quest information when you're going about life. And I have been getting side quest information. So I think about a week ago, maybe less, I was asked if I could do this favor. And I was like, sure, yeah, press A, side quest accepted. And then we go into it. And I think 2 days pass, and I'm thinking like, dope, I have a side quest. And then 2 more days pass, and then he checks in. He's like, are you sure you can do this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then another day passes, and then she's over, and I'm doing my thing in my room. I don't have a door. My room doesn't have a door because I love my roommates so much, and I'm never going to get to live with them ever again. So I just have taken my door off so I can just see them as much as possible. And it gets in the way of my studio. So they're passing by my door while I'm doing my thing. I was on this podcast, I think, and they just wanted to check. They looked at me and were like, can you still take her to the airport? And she was there, and I was like, yep, thumbs up, yep. Actually, I was in bed. I was not doing the podcast. I was in bed, and I gave it a thumbs up. And then yesterday, I got a yesterday I think I sent a text because I was like, I wanted a reminder of side quest rules. I forgot what day it was. So I thought maybe I was taking her tomorrow, and I was like, if I'm taking her tomorrow, it's kind of strange that I haven't heard anything. I should just like check in. And so I said airport tomorrow, and then I got a text back, airport Monday. So Monday is the day of my side quest, right? And I'm like, dope. I still have no information. And you imagine what a side quest will be, but you don't really know what's happening until, anyway, today in the afternoon, I get 2 texts. Bing, bing, time, location, okay? And this is how things in the side quest start to evolve, right? Because first and foremost, apparently I'm not just taking her, right? Apparently there's a we. I have no idea who we is, but it raises a lot of questions now that there's a we, because I'm thinking like, if there's a we, it's kind of interesting that I'm the only person that they could find to drive, right? And then there's the introduction of the location. The location is weirdly close to me. It's about 10 minutes away from me, which is also strange because where I thought I was going is like where the airport is situated. Where we live in like a triangle of 3 cities. She's in one city or town, I guess. It's not really a city. It's like 30 minutes, a 30-minute drive from me, if it's not rush hour, God forbid. And when you're taking that drive, you actually kind of pass by the airport in a way, not directly, but like the airport sits roughly in the middle of the triangle, kind of. It's a little bit closer to me because I live in the biggest town in this triangle. But continuing, I was thinking I was going to drive 30 minutes, then drive 20 to the airport. Like that makes sense. Like if she can't get a ride to the airport, I'm probably going to pick her up from where she lives, right? But now I learn that I'm going to be picking her up at an address. I still haven't put it on my phone because, you want the side quest to be exciting. I'll put it into my phone like the morning of and just ding and just go to wherever it is. But it was said in the text that the address is 10 minutes away from where I live. So then you're like, okay, what? Why am I picking her up 10 minutes from where I live? It's just a very fun thing. And who is we? Like, who else am I going to be meeting? It's just so much fun. You know what I'm saying? It's so much fun. And like, I think in a weird way, I'm part of whoever we's weird side quest, like getting picked up by a friend's boyfriend's roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a side quest life that we all live. And I'm excited for Monday because I have a side quest Monday. I always like talk about someone, like I'm always like so engaged in what I'm talking about and everything. And then I look up and it's like we've been through like 10, 15 minutes of the episode. And I'm like, damn. God damn. What is your boy going to talk about for the rest? I love women to death. Let me tell you, I stopped jacking off and watching porn almost coming up on 3 months ago. And it is just as easy as not smoking weed. Like it's very similar in the sense that like both were like dopamine releases and like an easy way for me to boost my mood that I would from time to time abuse. And like now I just don't. It's the strangest thing, man, because before, like, it's like you grab onto these things in your life that you do. Like you grab onto them where it's like I have this activity and like if I just didn't do it, things would be better. But bro, if you stop doing it and you really stop doing it and you just live your life, you realize like, damn, like this shit the same. Like it's so crazy. But I'm not going to go back and keep doing it. I'm happy with my decision to stop. I guess what I'm saying is I'm excited to see, how I'll think about this whole experience as time continues to go on. Like what's it going to be like 3 years from now rather than 1 or like 10 years, I think there's lots of benefit to be had by doing what I'm doing. Especially like this smoking weed definitely did have an impact on like how confident I was in my choice to like put myself out there and try to date a girl, right? And so does masturbation and porn. Like it's the same thing, but it's different. Because in the past I would try to like quit porn, but I would still jack off. And I didn't find like maybe I could continue to jack off without porn, but like I don't know. I always seem to go back to the porn, and the porn is disgusting. It's really fucking gross. Like in the moment, it's like, oh hell yeah, like fuck yeah, like I can't believe it, but like this is awesome. I get to see this shit. Oh fuck yeah, and you jack off and then you turn it right off. But bro, when you think of it detached, like I'm thinking of it right now, it is. I mean, let me be completely honest with you. It's been a while because of this whole thing that I've done. It's been about, I'd say a month and a half since I got any action, and that, and the action that I did get a month and a half ago, I'm not repeating that. You're gonna have to go watch episode like whatever I talked about that on. Like I don't remember and I don't care. Maybe it was 50. I have a gut feeling that it was 50. But holy cow, or yeah, 60? No, 50. I do not even really consider that action. She was 42 years old. Okay, now you don't have to go watch it. Now you don't have to go watch. And it wasn't the first time; it was the second and last time that I'll ever be seeing her. Now you don't have to go watch episode 50. Okay, I saved you from that, and I'm embarrassed. That's embarrassing for me to say out loud. It's really embarrassing because like I got, what's the word, groomed. I know it's like society is like, for the guy it's just awesome, and like yeah, it was awesome the first time, but when I went back a second time, that was not awesome. Okay, that was not awesome. It felt gross, and it should have felt, and it even felt gross the first time. I remember the first time. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Look, I'm gonna detach myself again for me to say what I'm about to say. I want to say that like she is in no way gross. Okay, she's a human being, and what she decides to do with who she decides to do it is completely removed from any of my opinion. If you ask me in a completely, I don't know what kind of way, just like I think she's, great. I think every person is great. All people are great, and she's part of every people. Okay, but like she's double my age, and what am I saying here? Oh, dude, there's two scenarios that I'm going to talk about here because this reminds me of this next thing. Anyway, after the first time I went and saw her, like we did whatever we did, whatever, and like then like I don't. It's probably within me. Like, why is it so weird to me? Like, I put myself in that scenario and then I feel gross afterwards. It's so interesting. They call it post-nut clarity, I believe, and it is definitely a phenomenon if I've ever seen one. The other night I went downtown with my roommate, and we went to the bars. He was hammered, and on the walk home, we went and climbed a crane also after the bars. That was like my fun part. His fun part was the bars, and then afterwards he came with me to climb a crane. And after the crane, we were walking to my car, and it was so cool because we were trying all these doors to these buildings, and they were all locked. And as he walked past this last door, because I was making him try all the doors because he was the drunk one, and he was like, nah, it's going to be locked, bro. I'm not going to try. And I was like, you think so? And it's cool because I walked right up to it, and like I pulled it, and it opened. And one hallway later, we're in like this super nice gym. It was great. It was crazy. Downtown Raleigh, super nice gym of like a nice apartment complex. That's the kind of thing that would never happen. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Anyway, we're there, right? We're maybe like going to lift some weights and leave. And then this guy comes in with incredibly tight clothes. And he has that look on his face that he is way too fucked up, right? He should not be this intoxicated. Well, I'm not going to say what I think he should and shouldn't do. It's just like I noticed that he was very intoxicated right off the bat. And, he's, dapping us up and everything. Like, how'd you guys get in here, man? I live up here. And then he starts talking about cocaine, whatever. And when he walks in, I'm taking off my jacket. And I also have a fleece that I'm taking off. Because, like, I'm about to go lift weights. So I'm taking off clothing. And he sees me taking off clothing and he goes like, yo, what's going on in here? And I don't think anything of it. But looking back, it's very clear what was going on. Now I'm sitting down on this bench, right, with the weights in my hand. And he walks up to me, right? He's like slurring his words, talking to my buddy, talking to me. And he like pats me on the shoulder, then like rubs his thigh against me, comes and hugs me. And then as he gets up to go, he like smears his crotch along like my midsection. And bro, ladies, I just saw a really amazing post that my a close friend of my mother. I've said your name before on this podcast. You know who you are, but I'm trying my hardest not to say names because I feel like it's a good thing to try to ingrain in yourself not to say names of people. Last thing I want, is to have even more work of going on to these podcasts and like deleting certain clips because people might see them and get upset. I'm gonna with my no name policy. I feel like I now have some sort of authority to be like, actually, I don't mention your name once, and I'm not going to remove anything. Even though it's funny, somebody came to me upset, even if I didn't say their name, and they were like, I want you to remove this because I know you're talking about me. I'd probably remove it because that's just who I am. But regardless, I saw this amazing Instagram post montage about like in Mariah Carey. I don't know who sings the song, but it's like, we are woman, we are beautiful. Like, and it's like, awesome. And my own mom was in the montage, and it's just like all these women in her life, and like I loved it. Yeah, that guy smeared his crotch up against my midsection, and I was like, oh fuck no. I put my clothes back on. Like what? Like I always say like I'm so happy that I'm a guy, and like I would hate to be a woman because like I would never like to not feel safe, but bang, I felt not safe. Like, it's crazy. Like I felt like, bro, I put my clothes back on, and like I was the soberest one. I was the sober one in that room, and so I just watched them like drunk talk it out about how like, yeah, tomorrow night, bro, I want to come do coke with you. Like, give me your number. Like this and that, and like they tap, bro. Drunk dudes, they dap each other up so many times, but this guy was gay. And ain't nothing wrong with being gay, and there ain't nothing wrong with advancing on somebody. You know what I'm saying? I never said stop. I never said I don't want you to do that. But I certainly did not want to touch the guy again. And as we're leaving, like he goes to like touch me more, and like I just turned my head away and act like I didn't see him and like ran basically. Yeah, so that was crazy. I got groped in the gym. But I don't have it as bad as a friend of mine who has a very beautiful face. The gay guys love him. And funny thing, there's another gay guy that night on the corner that was talking to both of us, being like, you both fine as hell. It made me feel good. Like, maybe I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm fine as hell. And he was like, all right, I'm going to step back in my house. Like he was shouting at us from the corner, and that was funny. Yeah, but I don't think like he was a bad person for rubbing his crotch on me. I feel like he was probably just like, let me see what I can get cooking here. Like, does this guy want to be gay? You know what I'm saying? Like, in a weird universe, maybe I'd be gay for the first time that night and be like, let's go to your apartment, dude, and be gay. But if a girl did that to me, if a girl came up, and this has kind of happened here and there throughout my life where a girl's been like really touchy on me. It's weird because like that is what you're into as a guy. Like you want girls to touch you and stuff. Like that's awesome. But even then, even when it is a girl, like, and she's like, I guess if you want to make a direct comparison, rubbing her crotch on my midsection, you don't do it. Like, that's not like, that's like I still wouldn't, I guess I would kind of, I guess, okay, I guess I'd be into that. Right. But I certainly wouldn't show it, like, or at least I'd try not to. It's funny when you try not to show things. Sometimes you show them. When you try not to show things, sometimes you show them the most. But I would definitely, like, every muscle memory thing that I have within my brain would go immediately to like, I can't let anybody know that I'm fucking with this, and like I would try to leave. Right. I'd try to leave, like try to escape. Yeah. I was going to say, if a girl were to do that to me now, I would probably like just try to stay around her. Like I wouldn't, make any physical advances toward her or anything, but I would just like try to comfort her or whatever. But I bit my lip on saying that and speaking that thought because I feel like it makes me sound like a creep, Even though I know that I'm not a creep, okay? I've realized through these episodes that it kind of is up to me to say who I am, and that's a really cool power that I have. So like I'm not another thing that I worry that I am sometimes. Like if I got really into my history and my story and like who I am, you might see a recurring theme where like I reach out to girls in the past and like, or like maybe I keep reaching out to a certain girl over and over again. That's not that like, yes, I did that and I made those mistakes and I made certain people feel uncomfortable, but that I'm not that person. Like that's not who I am. And I know that. And knowing that is like powerful, it's like I'm able to write my story and say who I am. I'm not a, someone who can't like listen, someone who can't take cues, someone who's not aware. Like I am all those things. And I am also respectful, and I am, no, I got to keep going. I have to finish this thought. I'm respectful. I am honorable. I am kind. I'm certainly honest. And it feels nice to be able to say that stuff about myself, because if it weren't for the camera and weren't for these episodes, I would have no place to say that. I don't know, even therapy, that's not even I don't want to say that. I mean, I would, right? But it wouldn't mean here it's every single day I have this. I don't think about what might happen, what I'm going to say. Hell, I don't even get nervous before I turn the camera on anymore. I just every day I know I have to do this, so I do it. And it is what it is. And today I feel like, advocating for myself and saying that I'm a good person. I wouldn't be on a dating app if I thought I wasn't. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be on YouTube if I thought I wasn't. This whole thing is I feel like I've reached this point where now I need to start working towards something, and I need to start giving myself away. I need to start becoming useful, and I need to start fighting for a place in this crazy, crazy world. And speaking has always been something that I've done, but I feel like it's always been touch or go, whatever I want, whenever I want. And I want to put some consistency behind it. I want to put some direction and emphasis behind my voice, because I want to set an example for younger people and for people my age, and even for older people. I've always been somebody that leads. I'm the first child, and that about sums it up. I was born first, and I saw everything, and it's been certainly a crazy ride. But through it all, I've developed this identity and this persona around taking charge and leading. And that is such a crazy, we're all leaders and we all take charge in different ways, right? But some of us just might not make it a super big part of their identity. But me, it's that is I am somebody that contributes by leading. And you can have a team full of leaders. I know a lot of people are that doesn't work, but those people are whack. I just watched this movie, Mickey 17, and they had this leader in the movie, this political head, and he was weirdly like Trump. What's it, Marco Rubio? No, that's a politician. I don't know what the actor's name was, but he did a fantastic job of playing this and even at one part of the movie, he got grazed with a bullet. It was the craziest thing ever. This was the craziest thing ever. It was the craziest thing ever. There was this one scene in the movie where he did this. I was is this just a blatant Trump impersonation? What is going on? Only difference between the movie and Trump is that Trump's or the guy in the movie's wife like kind of had him by the balls, and I don't think that's the case for Trump. I think my ex-girlfriend had me by the balls. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I don't think she's a bad person for it. I don't think she may or may not have even been aware of this. I'm like, honestly, it's funny because I'm pretty sure we both left the relationship with the same hurt and the same like, damn, that sucks, and the same like, kind of like, I don't know, thing to get over. Well, I wouldn't know actually. That might not be true. Maybe she was like, no, it doesn't matter, and I don't care. But at times during our relationship, I really felt like a little girl or like a little boy. Like I felt like, I don't know. I felt like she kind of didn't like see me and see how important it was that like, I don't know, that like, I don't know. I feel like at times, like, even when I wouldn't admit it to myself, all I wanted was for her to like just say like, hey, like, I don't know, just give me a pat on the back, or like tell me like nice work, or anything, or like, hey, I seen you've been working really hard with whatever, and like, um I don't know, man. It and like part of me kept trying to push through. It was like part of me was like, you don't need that, you don't need somebody to do that for you. And if time may have gone on longer, I may have been able to, put myself in a position where I could see how much effort she was giving, because we were both giving effort. She's not, no one's evil, and she wanted it to work out just as much as I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, love is just like the most complicated thing in the entire world. And I'm going to take what I've learned and continue to learn, because every day that I think about it, I think more and more and more, and I continue to learn. I'll never stop learning. And I'm going to put my everything into, the next time that I pick my head up and all of a sudden, like, I have a girlfriend and like we see each other every day and like we've done this, we've done that, like kind of thing. You just kind of like tend to like find yourself in that position. It's crazy almost. And like, you don't even realize what's going on. Like, it's crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, I'm ready for whatever happens. And, yeah, that's that. I'm like imagining a first date with an imaginary girl right now. This is what I'm imagining, right? I'm imagining that, she opens the door, gets in my car, whatever happens. We sit down at a restaurant, whatever, like the first couple words, right? And I'm imagining like dialogue. And I'm imagining that I say, hey, I know I've got a beard. Like, maybe you didn't expect that. And then I imagine like maybe not saying that, because like I don't want to apologize. I don't want the first impression of me to be me apologizing. even though I'm certainly thinking too hard about that. And it's not that big. It's not worth this much thought. But then say I don't say that, right? And then say like it's kind of silent because I'm so picky about what I say that I don't say much. And like, then I imagine like maybe her not saying much, and then I think about what I'd be thinking, and I feel like I might kind of be bouncing off walls. Like one wall is like she likes me, or the other wall is like she absolutely hates me because she thinks I hate her, or like she hates me just cause, or like, oh, she thinks I hate her and I don't know what she thinks. Like, and so then I imagine myself saying, hey, I know that like on these first dates, like people can have like their guards up, because, you know, they're worried that, the other person just might not like them. And, I want you to know that I like everybody. There's nobody that I don't get along with. That's just something you should know about me. And then I think about saying that, and I think like, you know what, that's like, it's pretty vulnerable for me to say that because that kind of gives away a lot of my character. And it's like, do with that information what you will. And scene. It's funny, you know, because I remake my profile and I know that this profile is going to bring in likes because it's more ambiguous. There's more blanks to fill in. And if people see one thing they like and there's lots of other blanks, they tend to just imagine all other blanks with things they like. It's crazy town. It's crazy. Whereas if you give them something that like is super explained, super, you know, even if like with some deeper thinking and some consideration, sharing a lot and being able to express yourself to the highest degree possible within any medium for the right person might be a super green flag, I guess you could say. It doesn't matter because we like to write our stories ourselves. So when you leave blanks and you hide as much information on your profile as you can, like all that's really there is your age, your height, 6 pictures of you, and 3 funny little prompts you wrote. I think the other 2 I had, my worst idea was downloading Hinge. And then the other 2 were, don't even get me started about sugar, maybe, or like not don't even get me started about it, but it was like something funny about like something I can't live without, or like something I love, or something like that. Sugar. It was just one word, sugar, period. And then the first one was something I want to do before I die. And I wrote tying my shoe underwater because it just came to me and I never tied my shoe underwater. And like, that's a super like quirky, different answer that also fits in at the very same time. And it's also very ambiguous, right? Like I'm not writing more than 4 words on any of these prompts. And like, yeah, she's got pictures and pictures speak 1,000 words, but like you can't not put a picture. And it's a picture as compared to a video, and a video speaks 10,000 words. So it's like I've made it so if the first picture catches their eye just for a moment, there is a super high chance that I get a like, or I get a scroll, or I get like oh, he's cute, or like, oh, maybe I like to meet him, because these girls are on Hinge, right? They're on Hinge. And you don't go on Hinge just to be on Hinge. You know, some people do, but like on a deeper level, like like it's a dating app. Like that's what it is, you know? And like, how did I start talking about this? I will be going on dates soon. I know it because I changed my profile to that. Oh yeah, this is what I want to say. And when I go on these dates, I'm kind of going to be like faced with that same dilemma. The dilemma of like, to be vulnerable or not to be, like to share or not to share. And it's like, it's such an interesting phenomenon because it is just as present in the real world as it is on some app. It's just like this weird game where like, everyone's trying to fend for themselves. Like, how many pieces of myself can I give away before I've reached some sort of, what's that thing? It's an economics term, a cost benefit analysis. Like, it's and there's never right answers for these things, right? Because it's so funny. Like, eventually people just get married and die together. Like, it's so crazy. But at the start, when they met, they're probably a little bit guarded. Like, they're probably like, I don't, like, how much should I give myself to you before? And I have a really real world example for this. There's a girl who has pink hair, and she caught my attention. I think the scenario caught my attention the most. It wasn't even really her. But of course it was her. I like everybody I meet. Like, all the people that I meet are great. And God forbid it's like someone that looks like they, roughly take care of themselves and like smiles from time to time. You get what I'm saying? And I meet her in such a situation where, like, it was like through a friend. I don't meet many people that way because I don't want to say I don't have many friends. It's just like I don't know. I'm just going through this crazy time in my life where, like, I'm trying to figure everything out, and like all of a sudden I'm meeting this person like that, like I was going to spend the night with. And it's like I just met them, and like now I know that we're going to spend the rest of the night together with these other two people, and like I don't know, like one thing led to another, and like I'm in love with her. Like it's like first 30 seconds almost, like my heart did the beat fast thing, which it does all the time in Jersey Mike's when pretty girls walk in. But then I'm just in love with her, right? And I'm like, okay, I've been here before. I know what to do when you're in love with somebody. Express yourself. Let them know how you feel. Talk. And 2 or 3 months go by, and I am like relentlessly pursuing this girl. Like I'm showing up, I'm making her smile, I'm making her laugh, I'm taking every chance I get just to talk with her. And I'm asking her to be my girlfriend. I probably asked her like 7 times, and like damn it, I know she liked me, right? I know she liked me. I know she did not like me. I know she liked me. And I'm telling her how I feel, how I love her, and like how, like, when I saw her, I thought I just like this and that, and like, and then I just stopped. I left her alone. And it's not like it was like, it's interesting now to think about it, right? Because how do I want to talk about this? Do I want to talk about how it felt to do it, or how it felt now that it's over? Well, I want to relate it back to what I was saying earlier. It's like, it's interesting, right? Because how can we ever really know what we're giving away? Like, we like to quantize these things and file these moments away in our mind to like make sense of it all. But I told her I was in love with her. I begged her to be my girlfriend. I put so much like thought and effort into like my filing cabinet with her in it in my mind, yet I pulled away, and now it's just whatever. So was it really all that? Did I really give it everything? The ego tells you no. The ego wants to say, if you give it everything, if you had given it everything, she would have been your wife, and like, you know what I'm saying? But the ego can land guys in court for stalking. And it's like, I think what stopped me, what made me leave her alone was the same thing that like led to me meeting her in the first place, which was friends. Interesting. And I, if I had to guess, she's probably sad when I stopped. she probably missed me. And I know you're saying, I know you're screaming at your screen, Jack, you have no idea. Maybe the whole time she thought you were a creep or a weirdo. And to that I tell you, she didn't. I really intrigued her because I played into that role. I played into that role of this guy that expresses himself and says how he feels and doesn't hold back. But what I should have been doing, I guess, is playing into the role of me, but that was me. That is me, Not the part about expressing yourself, but wanting someone to like them, wanting someone to love them. Being me is playing into roles. All people play into roles. That's how socializing works. And I just was hoping it was the right role, I guess. And it could have been, it could have been. But, I decided I was going to stop role playing and I was just going to be myself. And, here I am. It's funny. I've never had anybody, I've never had anyone really beg for my attention or really try to insert themselves into my life. Maybe I have and it flies by me, but I feel at a young age, I think I decided that if there's a girl hopelessly chasing after you, it means you've done something wrong, or you're a bad person. If there's a girl losing sleep over you or anything like that, and you know that it's true, then you are bad. Because I feel I saw a lot of these guys growing up take advantage of these girls that really just wanted to be seen and be loved. And I never wanted to do that. When these girls were straight up and honest and they sent texts come over or let's have sex or whatever, I was always there. I don't know. It's food for thought, And now if you were a therapist, if you were a real person and not a camera, now you'd kind of poke me, try to get to know, But I like that you're not, because I can just talk about whatever I want. I can stop a thought process. I can continue one. I can change the topic. I can sit in silence, and you don't got a choice, And it's there is a different kind of benefit in a therapist, someone that pokes, someone with a PhD, someone that knows what to ask and why to ask it. But that's a separate thing. And I think the uncomfortable, I think it'd be just as uncomfortable if you were talking to someone, right? But I think it's a different kind of uncomfortable, and it's just as valuable as an uncomfortableness to kind of force it out of yourself. What do you need to talk about? What path do you need to take to get you to a place where you can gain emotional ground, where you can become a better person, where you can be more secure in yourself, where you can stand sturdier for your loved ones? All the things that you want to do. How can you get there? One thing's for sure. I can start taking better care of myself. I shower and I eat, but I slightly overeat. The quality of what I eat is very processed. I don't exercise. And I get a lot of sleep, but not at the right time. And what I'm learning as I'm getting older is that it's never gonna be enough. If you continuing to change your lifestyle, taking on healthy habits, ditching rotten habits, you're never gonna feel like you've gotten there ever. Um, so it's a balancing act of kind of sitting with your thoughts, understanding why you're thinking them, and still finding the why to change. I don't think I lately I just can't find a why for stopping my junk food, for waking up early. I mean, hell, this morning I woke up at noon and I could have gotten all this video stuff done before work, and that would have set me up to go to bed later, and that would have set me up to get more sleep before what is tomorrow, which is the longest shift I've worked in a long, long time. But I woke up, thought all these thoughts, knew that, I should get up, and I just didn't. I just put more air in my mattress, scrolled through social media for like 30 seconds, maybe drank some water, and just conked back out. Set an alarm before work, conked back out. And it's probably what I'm going to do it again. I'm probably going to do that again tonight, because, it's 3 a.m, and when I finish this, it'll be a couple hours till sunrise. I think we lost an hour tonight for daylight savings, and yeah. Something I should stop doing is creating this scenario where I find a girl and I let her be my why to make all these healthy changes. Because that's something I did to my ex-girlfriend. I made her the why for a lot of things in my life. She was the reason I went to bed at a certain time, woke up at a certain time, ate a certain way, exercised, balanced my life, did my schoolwork. I let her be that why. And there is nothing wrong with that, fellas. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I would even dare say that's true love. But maybe don't give someone, maybe don't make someone that why that like you just met, that you just went on a first date with. Maybe let the why find them, and in turn find you. Maybe, I gotta kick this. I gotta kick it where I think like, once I get a girlfriend, I'll have to make all these changes, for her. I won't even think twice about it. But that's not how this works. You have to think twice about it. You have to think 100 times about it. You're changing your life, okay? Even if you 1,000,000 times over you've said to yourself, it'd be better if I did this. When you actually make the change and you actually do it, you have to continuously remind yourself of the ongoing commitment that is you changing. Any day today, any day nowadays, I could go to the smoke store, I could get high as fuck. I could get so fucking high and not even feel bad about it either. I'd feel fucking awesome. I'd be stoned, man. It'd be euphoric. It'd be like tripping on acid if I smoked enough weed all at once, and I would. The familiar scent, the harsh on the throat, my lungs, my organs would activate. It'd feel like a fucking ton of pre-workout, and like I would love it. I'd write down my thoughts. I'd probably go on a run. I'd paint a picture. I'd make an awesome video. It'd be magical. It would be magical. But every single day, I have to continuously fight for the reason not to. Even right now, I don't know what I'll say. Like if I'm on a podium and I'm making a speech, and I'm talking to all these people that can't kick weed or just kicked weed or whatever the audience is, and I've been chosen for my experience and my standing in the community, and I'm standing up there and I don't know what the hell to say, because in that moment I'm once again faced with the task of completely from scratch finding my why. Because you as a human being, me as a human, we have that ability. We do. Every single present moment we have the ability to think anything we want. And I know that that's why we do meth. That's why we kill ourselves. That's why we drive our cars into oncoming traffic and jump off skyscrapers, because sometimes it just feels like too much. Sometimes the pressure to be you is too intense. It's too many bars. You can't hold up the weight anymore. Just take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. I'm going to be a good boyfriend. I'm going to be a good husband. And I'm going to be a good dad. Do you know why? Because I will fight to be that every day. I think some of the worst parents that you see, or some of the worst partners that you see, are the ones that are just there because they're there. You know, the worst parents are the ones that are just parents because that's what they always thought that they do. They're just parents because their kid is so awesome and amazing, you know, or they're just parents because they love bringing life into the world and setting a good example. They're just parents because of just some dumb reason that they always go to. You know, if you have the same thing you say when someone asks, why are you a parent? Then you're a bad fucking parent. Real amazing parents are the ones that reinvent the speech, reinvent the reason, reinvent the wheel every single time the task is at hand. If you ask one of my parents and you say, and you catch them at the right time and you really mean it, you know, and you want them to be honest with you, be vulnerable with you, and you want them to tell you, why do you have 3 kids? Why did you get married to your partner? What does it mean to you? They would stare at you, and you wouldn't know it, but for a split second, it'd be a blank stare because they wouldn't know what they were going to say yet. And right after that moment passes, you know, they would get the things that they've said before and the moments where certain scenarios have happened where they've thought about it before, and all that would kind of bounce around, but they'd be purely focused on what they were going to tell you next and what it means for them right now. That's what love is, man. Love is a choice. Love is a choice. Every day you got to choose it. Fellas, that's the key. Seriously, if you met a girl that you like and you don't know what to do, just keep being you, man. Keep choosing love, okay? And you can't mess up, all right? You cannot mess up. If every single day you wake up and you choose love, you got it, bro. You got it, all right? And it's not going to be some stupid like, oh, yesterday I chose love and I knew I'd choose it today, so yeah, I chose it today. No, unless you do it, unless you choose it, you didn't choose it. You have to put your foot down. You got to stand on business. You got to make money moves, all right? You got to say, hey, yo, I'm in this hoe, okay? All right? It's Sunday, March 9th, 2025, and I'm choosing love, you heard? Period. Mic drop, all right? That's what I'm going to do. Next time some random girl somewhere right now, she's probably asleep right now, you know, is crazy enough to meet a stranger from the internet and go on a date with him. You know, next time some girl is like stupid enough to give the guy that works at Jersey Mike's her number, I'm going to keep this in mind, all right? I'm going to keep it in mind. And if she wants a guy to always choose love for her, and if I think she does, and if it seems to be working out, then I will begin. I will begin, and I will not quit until my body gives out and I'm dead. Because it's kind of selfish, right? Because I'm kind of going to be doing it for myself. But that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other episode. This has been Keeping It Real, episode 70. I thank you all so much for tuning in. We currently have a record number of full-time watchers. If you're someone that has this on, whether it's in the background, not in the background, and you let it play through the whole way, and you always kind of have an ear to it, you are part of the club, and I want to let you know that the club is growing. So thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.